Good morning, friends. Welcome to Jia Yoga. And let's see, today, let's start standing, get some movement going, some blood flow here. All right, so let's come into our mountain pose to start. So you can start with toes touching, feet hip width distance apart, or maybe wider, depending on how your balance is feeling today. And let's take a moment to check in with the body. Notice what you're feeling where. And let's breathe. Breathe into those areas of tension. And let's do a little movement in our mountain pose and getting certain spots aligned. So let's go bottom up. If you want, lift your toes up off the floor. Feel those points, 3 or 4, depending on your lineage, I suppose. So cross the bottom of the ball of the foot, and then at the heel, and then set the toes back down and notice maybe your balance shifts a little bit using the toes. And then let's come up to the knees. So the tendency is maybe to bring the knees in towards each other. So we want to have them facing straight in front. And then let's come to the hip points. So these right here in front, we're going to imagine, excuse me, that we have string that's pulling these two bones right here in towards each other. So we're engaging the muscles of that lower abdomen. All right, and then let's take a moment here to check in with that lower rib cage. So bring your hands to the lower ribs and just take a couple breaths here and feel the movement in those lower ribs. That's about where your diaphragm connects. And so as we inhale, these move out, and as we exhale, they move back in. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to move up to the back heart. So we're going to imagine the top of the shoulders soften away from the ears, and then the shoulder blades come in towards each other, those little points at the bottom, and then in towards the heart center. So that's our back heart alignment. And then let's move up to our hyoid bone. So that's that little horseshoe-shaped bone that helps us swallow. And it goes back towards the back of the neck and then up towards the crown of the head. So if you can imagine somebody pulling it back and then up, and that gives us that beautiful length in the whole body. And just another breath or two here. And then when you're ready, let's move around a little bit here. So let's start with our Warrior One, and we'll do a couple of different versions with the arms. We probably have been sitting too much, maybe not just today, but lately. So we want to open up the shoulder girdle and get that front of the rib cage back open instead of kind of hunching forward. Okay, so let's start with our Warrior One. Let's see which way we want to face. We'll face this way. All right, so we're going to turn the left foot out, step this right foot forward, and let's just start with warming up that knee. So we're going to inhale. On the exhale, bend that front knee. Inhale to straighten. If this is uncomfortable on the back leg, you can bend that back leg a little bit too. Inhale, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale to straighten. And a couple more. Excellent. And then let's bend that leg, push off and step it back. All right, let's go to the other side. Turn that right foot out, step this left foot forward. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee. If that back knee needs a little bending, you can do that as well too. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Excellent. And then bend that leg again, push off and step it back. All right, so let's add some arm movements here. And we'll do, let's do cactus arms first. So turn the left foot out again, right foot forward. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the arms up and bend the knee. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, cactus arms. If that's too much on your shoulder, you can bring your hands to the heart. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. And then release. Push off, step back. Let's do the other leg. Turn that right foot out, step this left foot forward. And inhale, arms up. I'm doing cactus arms, exhale back. You can do hands to heart if you prefer. Excellent. And then we'll bend that front leg and step it back. All right, so the next one I'm going to do with the arms is bring the arms out in front, fingertips touching. We'll inhale, open, exhale back. All right, here we go. Okay. So let's start, turn that left foot out, step this right foot forward. Arms come out in front. We're going to inhale, open the arms, bend that front knee. Exhale, bring back. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's slow down just a little bit here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Drop the arms. Push off, step back, and let's go to the other side. So we're going to turn that right foot out, step this left foot forward. Arms out in front. Inhale, bend the knee, arms come out. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. And exhale. And let's do one more. Very nice. Drop the arms, bend that knee, push off, and step it back. All right. So let's do one more round, and we'll do arms straight up. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's go. Same foot. Starting again. Left foot out, right foot forward. And this time you can pick any of the previous arm movements that we've done, or do what I'm doing. So we're going to arms come up, bend that front knee, exhale back. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. And bend that front knee, push off and step it back. Let's do the other side. Turn that right foot out, step this left foot forward. And again, inhale and exhale. Very nice. And let's do one more. Beautiful. And then push off, step back. Okay, let's come in and we're going to do our 6 directions of the spine. All right, so to start, let's come into, we'll take a moment and check in with our mountain pose first before we do those 6 directions. So find your mountain pose. Notice maybe the shoulders feel a little bit warmer. Maybe the knees feel nice and warmed up. You're feeling a little taller. All right, let's see. 6 directions of the spine. So we're going to start with our exhale. We're going to bend the knees. Hands come to the front of the thighs. Drop the chin. On an inhale, we're going to round up, looking up. Exhale, bring it back to cat. Inhale, cow. So when we're on our hands and knees, we're leading with the collarbones. You can do that here too while you're standing. Exhale, round back to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Excellent. And then let's come back to that neutral spine. All right, our next 2 directions is our lateral. So typically for that, I like to bring my feet a little bit wider for better balance for this pose. And this hand that's staying down can rest on the hip or come down by your side. So you're going to inhale, this arm comes up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, second side. Exhale, bring it back. We'll just do that a couple times. Just feeling that length coming in. All right, last time, last side, this style. And then we're going to add a breath. So we're going to inhale this first side up. Exhale, bring it over. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, release. Inhale, second side. Exhale, over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Let's do that a couple times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. A couple more times on your own. Maybe slow it down. All right. And then we'll do one more round. And we're going to go one breath all the way up and over. And then exhale all the way back. All right, here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And maybe one more time each side. Excellent. All right, release that. So let's come and find that cat and cow again before we do our last two directions. So hands come to the thighs. Exhale, drop the chin. On the inhale, open up, lifting, looking up, and leading with the collarbones. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, coming up. It's falling out. All right. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, back. Excellent. And then return back to neutral. Let's come into our twist. All right, so for cat and cow, lateral, and then for the twist, I go even a little further. But you're welcome to do what works for you. Always, of course. All right. And again, this, how high your arms come up is entirely up to you. I like it about here. Some people like it up higher. It just depends on how that feels in your rotator cuffs there. And maybe in that whole shoulder girdle. That might feel better one way or the other. Lawn mowing day, so if you are hearing background noise, that's what that is. All right, so we're going to inhale. On the exhale, we're going to turn to the first side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. And then finishing up evenly. Exhale, release the arms. Let's come back to cat and cow. So that was a twist. So we want to come back to symmetrical. So let's go. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Beautiful. And then back to neutral. Let's check in with our mountain pose again. Any of those spots that feel a little like they need a nudge? And let's take a moment while we're here to bring the hands back up to that lower rib cage. And feel the breath coming in there. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice. All right, release that. And let's come to let's do a little balance pose here, and then we'll come into some more movement. So we'll actually do our moving balance first. All right, so our palm tree, come up on the toes, bring the arms up. Oops, got distracted, sorry. Inhale, arms up, coming up on the toes. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, and exhale. Move my feet a little bit further apart. That helps. There's always room for adjustment here. So if something's not working, find a way to maybe adjust and see if that works. And there's also room for just not going to work today, and that's okay too. Yoga meets you where you are. Excellent. All right, if you want to do a couple more. All right. And release that. Let's do our Karate Kid flying crane. That one looks like this. The arms come out, one knee comes up, and then other side. All right, just have to adjust where this is. There we go. Okay. Everything's still plugged in and on. All right. Keeps falling too, so let me see if I can do this. All right. There we go. So we're going to inhale, arms come out, one knee comes up. Exhale, bring it back. Switching legs, inhale. Exhale, release. And then on this next one, inhale, see if you can hold that knee up and take an extra breath. And then release, other side, inhale. See if you can keep that knee up. Extra breath, and then release. And maybe this next time, 2 breaths. Excellent. Other side. Two breaths. And then release. Excellent. And then maybe just fling it out. There we go. Beautiful. All right, for our next balance pose, let's come into our tree pose. So if you have a chair and you want to use your chair, you're welcome to do that. If you don't have a chair, that's okay. We have, let's move this way a little bit. See my feet. We have step ups to tree pose. So if you haven't done tree pose and your balance is a little wonky, like mine today, the way that we can start with working into tree pose is just lifting one foot up off the ground. Doesn't have to go very high. And then the other side. Beautiful. All right, if you're ready for the next step up, that's going to be our tripod feet. So 1 foot down, other heel, and the toes into the floor. So that's our little tripod there. So you can have your hands on the hips, hands at the heart, hand on a chair. And then if you'd like, you can grow your branches. And again, you can hold on to the chair if you'd like. So we want to check in with this hip, nice and strong on this side. That's an exaggeration, but keeping that strong on this side and then open on this side. If you have your balance, you want to bring that foot up higher. You're welcome to do that, or even higher. And sometimes if you have a chair, you can go all the way up. We're just going to stay in that tripod. So we'll take a couple breaths here, feeling that length from the top of the crown of the head. That foot is rooted into the earth. And then coming up nice and gracefully. All right, let's go to the other side. Check in with this hip. This one's open. Hands on the chair, hips, heart, wherever that works for you. And then if you'd like, you can grow your branches. And your branches can sway in the breeze, or maybe it's raining. And then when you're ready, coming up nice and gracefully. Excellent. Shake out those legs. And let's do one more balance pose. All right, so we're going to do our eagle pose. Let's see. So I typically like to use a block. You may not have one at home. Maybe you have a book that's not too precious that you can use as a little bit. You could probably also use a rolled up blanket, as long as you're not putting too much weight on it for it to shift. But give it a try and see what works. So I'm going to use the block, a couple of different options. I'll give you the 3 arm options and 3 leg options. I'm just going to tilt this back down just a little bit. Okay, so for the first option, we're going to bend the knees and cross one foot over the other. Second option is bend the knees and then resting that foot on the block. Third option is bend that leg and then wrap that foot all the way around. Okay, so those are the 3 feet options. The 3 arm options are crossing and touching the opposite shoulders. That's option 1. Option 2 is elephant trunk arms. So the palms, forearms, and elbows are together. And then the third third option for the arms is the cross. So they're wrapped around each other. All right, so I'm going to do the block and the crossed arms. And you are welcome to do any of those options. Mix and match however you like. All right, so starting with the block on the outside of the left foot, if you're using the block, we're going to inhale, arms come out. Exhale, right arm under the left. Bend the knees, right leg over the left. So it's the opposite for this. And then we're going to go and do a forward fold with this. So on an exhale, we're going to come down. And then inhale, come back to center. And let's take 3 breaths here. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And one more. Inhale and exhale. Unwind and uncross. Excellent. All right, let's go to the other side. And we'll open the arms out. Bend the knees, cross that left leg over the right. And this left arm is going to come under the right. All right, so we're going to do a back bend here to start. So we did a forward fold, now we're going to do a back bend. So take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to come up. And then exhale back down. And then let's do our 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. Unwind, uncross, and release. Beautiful. All right, so our next little bit here is going to be our warrior 2. All right. So let's start with the left foot this time. So I'm going to come over on this side. So I'm going to step this left foot forward. Back foot is at 90 degrees-ish, whatever works for you. We have different hip dimensions and all that kind of stuff. So the torso faces the same direction as that back foot, hands together at the heart, arms open to the side. And then let's bring that front knee over that front ankle. Gazes over those left fingers. We'll soften the shoulders away from the ears. And let's take a couple breaths right here and check in. Where are you noticing this pose? And then let's go and do some movement here. So we're going to take this right arm, bring it back to that right leg, open that left palm up. Peaceful warrior, left arm comes up. Let's see. And then let's go to side angle pose. We're going to go left forearm to that left thigh, right hand to start on that right hip. See how my arm is coming forward? Just send that shoulder back. And then from here, let's go all the way back to peaceful warrior. Or actually, you know what? You can bring that arm up if you want to do that, or overhead. And then let's windmill around to Peaceful Warrior. Back to side angle pose. And Peaceful Warrior. Side angle. Peaceful Warrior. And one last side angle pose. Nice. Let's finish up with Warrior 2. Check in with the shoulders again. Drop the arms and step the feet back together. Awesome. All right, so let's go the other direction. Step this right foot forward. Back foot's at 90 degrees-ish. Torso faces the same direction as that back foot. Hands together at the heart. Arms open to the side. Bend that front knee over that front ankle. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Gazes over those right fingers. Take a couple breaths here. Check in. And then when you're ready, let's go Peaceful Warrior first. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up. And then let's find that side angle pose again. Right forearm to right thigh. Left hand comes to, left hand comes to that left hip. Send that shoulder back. And then if you want, you can bring that left arm up. You can leave it on that hip. Arm can come out if you prefer. And then let's go through to Peaceful Warrior. And side angle pose. Peaceful Warrior. And side angle pose. One more time, Peaceful. And side angle pose. Beautiful. Let's come back to Warrior 2. Check in. Take a breath or two. Soften the shoulders. And then release the arms down and step the feet back together. Excellent. Let's find our cat and cow again. Starting with the hands on the thighs. Drop the chin, bend the knees. Exhale. Inhale, rounding up, looking up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Excellent. All right. So let's come into our triangle, and we're going to come in from hands and knees. So we're going to grab blocks if you have them, a blanket if you need it for your knees. And let's come down to our tabletop. All right, first thing we want to do here when we switch levels, so standing to kneeling or sitting to kneeling or whatever, we want to do a symmetrical movement. All right, so let's do our cat and cow here. So exhale, shoulder blades up, tuck the chin. This is our upper half of that circle. Exhale. This is where we're leading with the collarbones again, looking towards the horizon. That other half of the circle. Inhale. And exhale. All right, and then coming back to that neutral spine, let's come into our lunge. So if you have blocks and you want to use them, you're welcome to do that. If you don't have blocks, you can keep your hands down and we can do like this. All right. So I've got blocks. I'm going to use them. If you don't, use the floor, or you can also use a chair as well. Same idea. You have your hands up here and then you bring them up here. So the chair might work better if you need more space to get that leg up. All right. So you can swing that leg around or bring it on through. And let's do a little bit of lunge prep here first. So the first thing we want to do is drop the pelvis down towards the floor. And then we'll bring it back up. We'll bring the hands up to the thigh. And then when you're ready, arms come up. And then arms down. And hands down to the blocks. Beautiful. So let's bring the other leg forward. So that one goes back, this one comes forward. Again, you can swing it out and around or straight through. First thing we want to do is drop the pelvis down towards the floor. Excellent. And then coming back up. Bring the hands up to the knee. And then from here, arms come up. Very nice. Hands come back down to the block. And then we're going to switch knees again. So let's come into our triangle from our lunge here, from our low lunge. So we're going to bring this front foot again, or the right foot to the front again, sorry. And then curling the toes of the back foot. On an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. All right, so now we need a little bit more of a stable base. So we're going to pivot that back foot so the heel comes down to the floor. Now, in theory, this front leg is straight, but there's a tendency to hyperextend. So you want to keep a little soft bend in that to protect that knee. And then you can stay right here and practice your triangle here. Or if you'd like, bringing this left arm up towards the sky. Beautiful. Left hand comes down. We're going to pivot that back foot, come back down to that left knee. Switch legs. Right knee goes back, left foot comes forward. And let's do our triangle on this side. Curling the toes of that back foot. On an inhale, lift. We're going to pivot that back foot so that heel comes down. And then when you're ready, if you want, you can stay down here. If you want, inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Bring that right arm down. Pivot that back foot. Come back down to the knee. And the other knee. All right. So let's move those out of the way. And we're going to come up to a medium lunge for that. So let's come to the hands. You can use the blocks again if you like. We're going to step this right foot forward. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, lift that back leg up. So you can stay here with the hands on the floor, or if you'd like, you can bring the hands up onto that front knee. So if this is a little wobbly, pivot that back foot for a little bit more surface area on the floor, or if you'd like, you can stay up on those toes. If you want to come up one more, and you've got your balance here, you can lift the arms up. So we went from a low lunge to a high lunge here. All right, hands come back down, and then bring them back down to the floor. come down to that knee, and we'll go up on the other side. So right knee comes back, left foot comes forward. We're gonna curl the toes of the back foot. On an inhale, we're gonna lift the hips up. So you can stay right here in this mid lunge. Again, if it's a little bit too wobbly, pivot and bring that heel down to the floor. If you have your balance and you want to come up onto that knee, you can come up here. And again, you can stay up on the toes or pivot to the heel. And one more, if you've got it and you want it, arms can come up or they can stay on that leg. And again, you can pivot that heel. So again, low lunge to high lunge here. Bring the hands back down and then down to the floor, down to the knee, and then both knees come back. All right, so if you can, sitting in hero's pose, or a breath catch, or coming to child's pose if needed at any time. All right, and then from here, let's come and we're going to come back to tabletop. So for our tabletop, we're going to start with, we'll do our 6 directions here too, because they are fabulous on the spine. So let's start with our cat and cow. And we're going to start with an exhale, which is our cat. Tuck the chin, rounding the spine up. Inhale, we're going to reverse the curve, leading with the collarbones looking straight ahead. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Excellent. And then coming back to our neutral spine, let's come into our lateral. So left hand stays where it is. Right hand walks over. We're going to turn and look at that left foot. So have this beautiful length from the fingertips to the toes, or just the shoulder to the hips, or maybe just even in that rib cage. And let's breathe there. Two or three breaths. Beautiful. Walk that right hand back. Let's bring this left hand over, turning and looking at that right foot. Same thing, breathing into that left rib cage. Beautiful. Walk that left hand back. And let's come into our twist for our hands and knees. All right, let's go with both. We'll do all 3 here. We'll do closed twist with our thread the needle, and then we'll do our 2 versions of our gate pose. So again, starting with the left hand on the floor, we're going to inhale this right arm up. Exhale, right arm comes under, coming down to that right shoulder, right side of the head. Inhale, push in with that left hand, right arm comes all the way up. Exhale, all the way back down. And one more time, inhale, all the way up. Exhale, all the way back down. You take a pause here if you'd like. And then push in, inhale up, exhale down to the floor. All right, one more side. All right, so we're gonna inhale, left arm up, exhale, coming down to the left side of the head, left shoulder. Inhale, push in with that right hand, bring that left arm all the way up. Exhale, all the way down, left shoulder, left side of the head. And one more time, inhale, all the way up. Exhale, thread the needle. And then take a pause here if you'd like. Pushing in with the right hand. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale, set it back down on the floor. Beautiful. All right, so let's come into our gate pose. And that is, switch angles. So start with the right foot out to the side. Left hand stays where it is. Inhale, right arm comes up. So this is our low gate. Right hand comes down, right knee tucks in. Other side, left foot comes out. Inhale, left arm comes up. Very nice. Left hand comes down, tuck that left knee under. And then we're going to come up to our high gate pose. So if you have a block to switch sides, you're welcome to use that. And then let's see. We're going to start with the left foot out. So left leg comes out again. Left hand can stay on that left hip or come down that left leg. We're going to inhale this right arm up. Exhale, bring it over towards that left foot. Beautiful. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Use the block to switch sides. Right leg comes out. Right hand on that right hip or down that right leg. Inhale this left arm up. Exhale, over towards that right foot. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, down. Tuck that knee under. And then let's come back to cat and cow on our hands and knees. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cat. And then whenever you're ready, coming and sitting over onto one side or the other. Just going to switch the angle a little bit. All right. So coming and sitting on one side or the other. And let's come into a couple of forward folds. All right, so legs are straight out in front. This way a little bit. All right, and then I have my feet hip width distance apart. You can bring them in closer or out wider. All right, let's start with an inhale. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and forward fold. Wherever the hands get to, release them down to the legs or the floor. Let's take 3 breaths here. So we're going to inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Extend the arms out. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, and release. Nice. And let's go. Let's do this one. So one leg comes out, so I have my right leg out, and then I'm going to bend my left knee, left foot comes into that right thigh, or vice versa if you're mirroring. All right, so let's come, inhale the arms up. We're going to pivot the torso so we're facing that right leg. Exhale, forward fold. We're just going to tap down, inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale. And then we're just going to pause here for a breath or two. You can cross the wrist over that shin. Release the shoulders, release the neck. And then from here, we're gonna grab this right ankle or foot, big toe with this right arm. And then on an inhale, open this left arm out. You can bend that right elbow. And maybe this left arm comes over towards that right foot. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, sweep it around. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale and release. Beautiful. Hand under that right knee to switch feet. So whichever one you had out, that one's bent. Inhale the arms up, turn the torso towards that other leg. Exhale, forward fold. Tap down, inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward fold. Tap down, inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward fold. Cross the wrist over that shin or knee, wherever you have the arms resting. Take a breath or two here. And then grabbing onto that left leg somewhere with that left hand, ankle, shin, knee, 2 fingers around the big toe. You're gonna inhale, open this right arm out. And then if you'd like, bring that right arm over towards that left foot. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, sweep it around. And then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, back to center, arms release. Beautiful. Bring that hand under that knee, and let's come down onto the back. Hands on the knees, rolling onto the flat of the back. And let's come into our beautiful Apanasana, our wind relieving pose. Toes point up towards the ceiling. A couple of options here. You can bring the knees out wide. Hands can be on the knees or hands can be at the joint where the thighs meet the hips. So the exhale, hands slide up. Inhale, hands slide down, or hands on the knees, exhale, knees in. Inhale, release. All right, so a couple of times here on your own, moving with the breath. And then let's bring feet down to the mat one at a time. And we're going to take a block or a blanket under the hips here. So we're going to come up like we would come up into our bridge pose with an inhale. And I've got the block here on the lowest setting. And I'm just going to extend the legs out. So this is a slight back bend, but it is also opening up the front of this hip joint, which sit a lot is compressed a lot. So opening that up. You want to keep that right foot engaged, or left if you're doing the mirror. And then let's switch legs. Extend the other leg out, toes pointed up towards the ceiling. And then bring it back up. And then let's just take a moment or two here to rest in this supported bridge pose. When you're ready to come out, we're going to inhale, lift the hips up, slide anything out, and coming down nice and slow. Let's bring the knees back in for counter pose. Couple of breaths here. And then let's bring feet down to the mat and extend both legs all the way out. All right, so I have limited space here. So I'm going to do cactus arms here, but you are welcome to do the snow angels or arms straight up overhead. So arms straight up, cactus arms, or snow angel arms. Oops, a lot of stuff in the way. Okay, so any of those three. We're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring them back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring them back. Slowing it down, moving with the breath. Go ahead and do 2 or 3 more on your own. Excellent. And then release. We're going to move, we'll do our palm flips here. Starting with the palms face the floor. Inhale, rolling over, opening the palms. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. Beautiful. Release the hands, release the feet and the legs. I'm actually going to go grab my chair. If you have a chair and you want to use your chair for your relaxation pose, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to because it's beautiful Wednesday, and why not, right? So legs up on the chair, body resting on the floor, arms out to the side, tuck the shoulder blades under, and just let it go. So let's do a joint walk down of the body. So we're not going to hit everything, just the joints. So there's lots of joints in the toes. Release the toes. Release the ankles. Release the knees. Release the hips. Spine has kind of jointy-ishness, so release the spine. Release the shoulders. Release the elbows. Release the wrists. Release the fingers. And release the jaw. Let go of thinking. Let go of holding on. Gravity is holding you onto the earth, so you can even let go of that. Letting go of breathing. And just take the next few moments and be. You're welcome to stay in your relaxation pose as long as you need. But when you're ready, bringing your attention back to the room, bringing your attention back to your breath. And when you're ready, with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. Use your arm under your head as a little pillow. And just take a moment here to check in with the body. And when you're ready, using this upper hand to push up to a comfortable seated position. Oops, chair out of the way. All right, and let's finish with a beautiful sun breath. It's a beautiful sunny summer day, so let's honor that and have our sun breath. All right, get a little room here. So we'll start with hands on the heart. You can inhale, hands come down all the way around, and then fingertips touch. Exhale, all the way back around to the heart. Here we go, 3 times. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. One last time, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful, fabulous, thank you. Thanks for joining me today. And as you go out into the world, go out with kindness, compassion, and gratitude. Hopefully it will come back to you tenfold. Namaste, thank you.